I was adorable once, young and full of hope. And now, look at me. I'm this short, fat, insecure, middle-aged thing.
Welcome to GayTalk 2.0, the ultimate podcast for your dose of dish.
Good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome back to another episode of GayTalk 2.0, an LGBT podcast streaming live on our YouTube channel for all of our Patreon supporters on the day of recording. Everyone else gets it the week after. We're coming off of what was a crazy episode last week, but nonetheless, it was amazing. Two amazing guests, two amazing conversations. My name is Tom, and I'm your host. And as always, I'm in the studio with my amazing co-host, starting with the first one.
Nick or Trish.
Oh, and...
Hey, y'all. Jay Bear, your
What is your
boyfriend's
issue?
boyfriend.
she is in her feelings today.
She is. You didn't say hey, y'all.
Yeah, it's like...
Oh.
Yeah, I was like...
What happened?
What is wrong with
Sorry,
her?
I'm planning something with
Yeah,
somebody. I'm
plan
busy.
it after the show.
I'm busy.
After the
I'm
show.
busy.
She'll understand.
No, you're
but-
nasty.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, y'all.
Do it again. Nick or Trish. She's nasty. Anywho, but we are back. We are in pain. Nonetheless, but we're here, and we're just gonna dive right in and do our quick roundtable as we always do. So I'm gonna start off with the video.
Start off with you.
with the video watcher. How are you? How
I'm
are
good.
you, Jay Bird?
I'm good. I'm not in pain.
You're not in pain.
I'm not in pain.
She didn't come.
Yeah.
Wait. So you could technically be in pain if you didn't come.
Yeah.
Blue balls
True.
is a thing.
Yeah. Blue. Oh.
True.
Yeah, but how are you?
I'm good. No blue balls. Not in pain.
Okay, well that's good. Anything new to report in the past week?
Nothing new. No. Nothing major. Just it was a simple weekend. We hung out Saturday and
We did.
I drank too many seltzers. That's all I did.
That's all.
Yeah.
But you brought your baby with you. She was
Yeah.
so precious.
Yeah.
And she took my parking spot.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she did. She was bitter. She was. But it is what it is.
It was a very nonchalant weekend for me. Unlike you guys. You guys had a fun-filled weekend.
Well, I mean, we did a lot. Did we? Were we together on Friday?
No.
Like, I feel like this was like a lot of you this weekend.
It was a lot of me, and then I had to be here today, so...
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot. But we had fun. But we had fun. So all right. So we will move over to Trish. Trish, how are you? How are you faring today?
My neck hurts and my left shoulder.
My
I
butt.
think people want to
My
know
crap.
why you're hurting. I think that's the key right now.
I got a little bit of a sunburn on my legs.
So did I. Look at this. Yeah, it happened. So why don't we start off early in the weekend?
Yeah, so we decided to celebrate my birthday this weekend, and so we did a barbecue on Saturday, which was lovely.
Yes.
A couple of our friends came over, Jay, Hope, Hope's partner, a couple of your friends.
Yeah.
Lovely, great time, good food. I ended up staying over. I washed my face before I went to bed. So there is no Jesus on the pillowcase.
Because I told them, I said, I don't want to walk into the room to do a deep cleaning and
Find your face again on the pillowcase.
the shroud of Christ on my fucking bed, okay?
So that didn't happen. But then... So a couple weeks ago, I was like, for my birthday, all I really want to do is go tubing. I want to go tubing down the Farmington River.
So much fun.
And so we got a group of people together. It was about 9 of us. Jay, unfortunately, couldn't be there. And it's about a 2.5-hour tubing session down the Farmington River. And I'm telling you, it is a blast. It's so relaxing. It's so fun. There are 3 different rapids you go through. Tom fell over in one of them.
In the second one.
Which I missed, and I'm sad that I missed it.
Yeah, I know. And then I went around and said, let's do it again. Because there was...
But it is a lot of work to try to paddle on the river in a tube, and then you're also like kind of concaved in the tube, and so your neck Oh God! So
and you're back.
Yeah. And so this morning I woke up and I was like, "Oh my God, my neck, my shoulder,
Everything hurts.
Yeah, but it was totally worth it. So fun.
Yeah.
Here's a question: can you bring your own tubes and do it on your own?
So you
Yes.
can. Yeah.
Yes.
So if you want to rent a tube, it's $30 and you get the tube, the 2.5 hour trip down the river, and then you get transported back from the end of the river to your car.
Okay.
If you bring your own tube, it's free. However, you have to bring 2 cars so that you have one at the end of the river and one.
At the top.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right. It's either that or you all arrive at the end of the river and you Uber to the starting location. And I don't know how Uber, drivers are going to be like, no, you can't put that tube in my car.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be wet too.
Yeah. Well, no. And initially you're not, right? So when you get to the beginning, you're not wet. Once you go into the river and you end up at the end, yes, you are going to be wet.
Oh, gotcha. So park at the end and then Uber to the top.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's an option, but in the, like, I have been going to, so the place is called Satan's Kingdom. That's the name of it.
Nice.
Los Reinos de Satanás.
Sweet.
It's like if you die there, it's like you're going straight to hell.
Oh my God.
But it's a
That's
nice.
where you chose to go.
And so I have been going on. The first time I went was probably about 25 years ago. My family, we used to always go up there, like on my father's side, and do tubing. And so halfway through, I said, Nick, there's going to be a second set of rapids. And when we go through it, I want to get off, like swim to the right.
That was the last one I thought.
No, that was the second one.
Oh.
And swim to the right. And then we're going to follow this little path and we're going to go down the rapid again. And he's like, so when we did it, 2 of our people that were with us couldn't get to where we were because that part of the river is deep. And Nick is like, where the fuck are we going? And I'm like, just keep walking. And I'm like, rocks. And then all the gays went to Dick's in the morning.
That's true.
To go get water shoes.
So there were 9 of us, but
You mean Dick's Sporting
7.
Goods?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
7 of us were gay. My sister came with her son, and when she showed up, Hope was there, and she looked at Hope and she's like, "Are you gay too?" And she's like, "Yep." And my sister's like, "Okay, let's do this."
Let's do this.
But we had a great time, and it was quite the adventure. Like I said, it's about 2 hours.
How old is your nephew?
16.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He had
I
a
thought he was a
blast.
little kid.
Oh no, he had a blast.
Okay.
But there's this one photo. I don't know if we can how to show it, but there's this one photo of me floating down the river, and my sister's behind me, and she looks miserable. Like she looks like David Rose in that scene where he's in the field.
It's like you, David.
And I'm not even joking you. Like I was literally dying when I opened this up and saw. I don't know how can I share this with you? Can you put it on the screen?
Let's see. How are we gonna do this?
it to
It's
the
a process. Just point it to the camera,
All
girl.
right, hold on. Let me pull it up. Boop boop boop.
But nonetheless, it was fun. So if you can see, I am red.
Red.
Hold on. Let's see. Oh yeah, she's like. Let me see here. Bring that a little closer. Like all you can see is just like this.
Yeah.
She was ready. She was done.
What was that, halfway in?
No, it was. No, she actually had a great time. It's just that one moment where she's just so far behind me and she looks miserable. And it's the only photo I got of her. And I literally am like, you look like David Rose.
But no, I mean, and then the sun was real. I mean, it was like almost 90 degrees outside. The sun was blaring. And the good thing is you can refresh yourself by throwing water on yourself. But I'm burnt. Like I'm red.
Oh yeah.
And but oh my God, we had a good time. We did. And then, it's like, so for us, it's an adventure, but it's also how would I say, like you have to jump through hoops to take all the things that you want to take with you. So we bought these little pouches and we're putting phones in the pouches and putting phones in Ziploc bags and putting cigarettes in Ziploc bags. And and then at one point Nick was like, oh, let's I want to light up a cigarette. And she pulls out her cigarette. She goes like, yeah, this pouch is not waterproof. So I had to give her one of my extra Ziplocs because I took like 7 of them because I knew people were gonna have keys and things like that.
Always happens, yeah.
Yeah, but it was such a great time.
It really was. I'm glad we did it.
And then afterwards, what did we do afterwards?
What was the name of it?
It was oh God, I just pulled it up earlier.
Dine and Ditch or something like that. We went to this restaurant that one of our friends suggested, and it was like a diner, but like an upscale diner.
Dish and Dine, was it?
It was
Something like
Dish and That.
that? Oh,
Dish and That.
Yeah.
Dish and Dat. And
In
it
Canton.
was so good. It was about 8 minutes away from where you get on the tubes, and the food was
Insane.
phenomenal. Everything we ordered was just so good, and the service was so friendly. They loved us.
I walked in. I had
He
so
fell in love with the bartender.
I did. She was my spirit animal because I walked in and I had my sarong on. The sarong
Yeah,
that
the
Nick gave
throat,
me with
yeah.
the turtle. And she's like, oh my God, I love that. Like, where's mine? And I want one. And then somebody else wanted you to give them one. But you
My
were like,
sister, yeah,
yeah, but it wasn't a turtle. So she was like, no, I don't want it.
pretty much.
But yeah, she was my spirit animal. And the waitress was like, oh my God, you guys are like so much fun. Like, please come back and see us. I was like, what? You've
Well,
never seen
I'm
like
sitting
a-
at the table, and they were like, "Do you want a margarita?" Tom ordered a margarita, then I ordered a margarita, and I was like, "But no rim." And everyone at the table just started laughing. And
She started laughing
and the
first.
waitress goes, "Oh, come on, guys!" And it was just like one thing after the
other.
next. Like,
That's awesome.
It was a fun time. It was a fun
Nice.
time. Yeah. And now I'm like physically like hurting because it is taxing. You're like literally, even though you're in this tube, right? The tube doesn't have anything on the bottom. So your butt is in the water. And every time a rock comes by, boom, you're like, ooh, I felt that. And when you're going down the rapids, you're bumping into rocks. Even though you're in the inner tube.
Told you so.
Oh, but I knew. I mean, I knew what I was going to get myself into, but it's so much fun.
yeah. And I got stuck on a couple rocks, but
You sure did.
Yeah.
Your sister got stuck too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no. It was such a good time. And I'm
really
glad
was.
we did it. And then for Nick's birthday, while we were here on Saturday, we got an ice cream cake.
Mm-hmm.
And we still have some, so we can
I
have
was
some.
just gonna ask.
Yeah.
We still got some around.
Yeah, of course. It's in the freezer.
It was so good.
But
Yeah.
it was a Carvel cake that we got. He was like, Nick was like, let's just go with the Carvel. It's the original
Well,
OG.
He goes,
Yeah,
"Nick, do you
yeah.
like carrot cake?" I'm like, "No. If you want to get me a cake, I want an ice cream cake."
You know what? You know what sucks? I've had carrot cake once in my life.
Hmm?
And only because a friend of ours who has long passed, but she made it for me without any nuts in it.
Aw.
Oh,
Specifically for me. It was delicious.
Aw. That's
But,
sweet.
Yeah. I probably could make it. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Because she made it like, she grated the carrots and
Oh,
it's,
wow.
yeah, like really real carrot cake.
it's a process.
It's a process, but they ruin it adding nuts to it.
Well, I mean,
It was definitely my first
you
experience.
put your
like-
nuts in everything,
Yeah,
and
but-
you don't consider that being ruined.
Well, that's pleasurable.
So
Anyway, you were saying.
Back to your birthday weekend.
it was definitely my first experience going shopping with someone for a barbecue for my birthday, wherein they get a cake and give it to the person to write happy birthday on it. So I had seen like all of it beforehand. I'm like,
yeah. That feels weird.
it
right?
does, doesn't it?
Well,
I mean, like it was fine, but like
Yeah.
I was like, at this point,
I thought,
we're
I
old
thought he was
enough to
over
like,
there like whispering like put Nick or Trish on it, but it just said Nick.
no. So the thing was, I saw these beautiful candles in rainbow colors, right?
Oh, God.
That said "Happy Birthday," and I'm like,
Ghetto.
so I
It
looked,
gets ghetto.
so I looked at her and I said, we're gonna put these candles that already says "Happy Birthday," so don't write "Happy Birthday." Just put Nick on the cake, and then I'll stick all the candles, and it'll say "Happy Birthday, Nick." Right? Get here. Jump forward to like we're late in the night, shots in, drinks in, 2 of our guests already left, and I'm like, oh my God, I have a cake in the freezer. We have to sing happy birthday. So I pick up the cake and I go upstairs, I take it out, and I'm trying to get these fucking candles out of the styrofoam the sticks are stuck into, and I break one of them. So I started with
So he
the
couldn't spell
hap.
happy birthday.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it, you're only getting hap.
No, what
Yeah,
happened
and then-
was I ended up with HBD.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
I was just
HBD.
like, okay.
Well, yeah, as long as it wasn't HPV.
It was funny.
Yeah.
It was funny.
But we had a good
But
time.
here's what was interesting about the whole cake thing.
Wow.
Our mutual friend that was visiting
Uh-huh.
said that they've never had Carvel cake before. Remember?
I know that was.
She's
so
from
weird.
Georgia.
Oh, that's right.
And
That's
she
right.
was like, "Is that like a New England thing?"
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was that to me was a surprise. I assumed Carvel was everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Just like Dunkin' Donuts is really a Northeast thing.
Look, if
Like-
you have to get an ice cream cake, though, you have to go with the OG Carvel because it's got
Yeah,
the crunchies.
yeah.
You know, it's like
Mm-hmm.
it is the ice cream cake.
All right, here's
Yeah.
the other thing because I forgot to look it up, and and it just came up again. Do you remember the name of the whale cake?
Oh no.
They had,
The whale cake.
yeah, they had a whale cake.
So the Carvel whale.
Yep, and they had another one
Find
which
me
was
an image of the Carvel whale cake.
cake. And
Oh
they
my
had
God.
another one that was a
Oh my god!
like a face with a snow cone as the nose.
I just don't know.
Oh, you got porn. No, you got porn.
No, I'm using Chat GPT, which by the way is fabulous. Could you clarify? Really?
It was Fudgy the Whale.
Fudgy, see?
Fudgy the
Yeah,
Whale.
See?
And so I guess they partnered
So
with
gay.
a brewing company. So they had Fudgy the Bear and Fudgy the Whale.
Fudgy the Whale was the one.
And
That
the
was a-
beer was re-released in 2019 on
See?
Father's Day.
Yeah,
Yeah, see, I couldn't remember the name.
it was definitely a thing. It's but overall, I mean, ice cream cake is so good.
Yeah.
Especially when they're like mixing like your typical traditional vanilla with chocolate. And they have the crunchies, the chocolate crunchies. I don't know what the fuck it is that they put in these cakes, but they're so good.
It's really good.
Yeah, so we'll have some later. Yeah, because it's there. We might have a piece, right after the show. Who knows?
During break.
No,
during
but
break.
but overall, happy birthday and thank you for still being here with us. You're fabulous, and you're looking better than ever. I mean,
I've gained a little bit of weight.
it's okay.
It's on its way. It's fine.
I know. You'll be stabbing soon enough. But other than that, it was a very nice weekend. A lot of things, happened. They were all fun, and overall, it was also a dry run for us.
Oh,
Yeah.
see? Cookie Puss was the other one.
Cookie
I was gonna
Puss.
say that, but I was like, meh.
Yeah, that was the first one they introduced.
Hope's not here, so I didn't want to.
Yeah.
Cookie Puss. So I think
Puss.
that's probably why, they did away with that. I don't think that those three would actually get away with existing in today's.
Oh, they were big. I remember they used to be there all the time. They also used to do a football-shaped cake.
Mm-hmm.
Covered
But can
in,
you
like,
imagine
chocolate Cookie Puss today?
Cookie Puss today?
I want one. I'll order one in rainbow colors.
Honey, when do you not
I
want
a Cookie Puss?
a Cookie Puss? Nasty. But what I'm saying is that I think in today's day and age, given the shift in public opinion about certain things that are very puss-like, or I don't know, I just think corporations have come a long way in acknowledging the social backlash of some of the choices that they've made. I mean, there are movies, for example, that have existed that we all love that would not be able to be made today.
Yeah, true.
Like we always talk about, for example, like, Tu Wong Fu or The Birdcage. There's a lot of language and writing that happened in that movie that just wouldn't fly today, but they're absolute fantastic movies.
Yep. True.
And it takes a certain demographic, like people who grew up in that era, that understands the difference.
I have to tell you,
What is it still available?
is it? Yeah.
Do they advertise
There is
it?
Cookie Opus and there's Cookie Puss.
Cookie Puss and Cookie Opus.
Yep.
What's the difference between both?
The other one sounds Irish. Why?
Oh my God.
I think it is Irish. Actually, it's green.
So they do it for oh my God, St. Patrick's Day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see. Oh, I wish we'll have to.
They still have Fudgy the Whale.
Well, see, Fudgy the
You probably
Whale.
got to special order those because you don't see them anymore. Like in this,
I can't. I don't even recall ever seeing a Carvel anymore. Do they exist?
There was one like over in like
Because
Guilford
yeah,
area.
in this area, like I see a lot of like
there
Dairy
used to
Queen.
be one in West Haven, I think.
Yeah.
A while back.
So like, where would you go to get yourself a what? A willow puss?
Fudgy the whale.
I don't know. Look
Fudgy
it
the
up.
whale?
Look at
Or Cookie Puss.
Cookie puss. Jay's gonna look it up. He's
Yeah.
gonna order a cookie puss. I'll bring that to the next. The next. What do you call that? The potluck at work.
4G. Fudgy is probably Carvel, Milford,
Interesting.
Stratford, and Naugatuck.
Hey, listen. You never know.
Yeah,
You never know.
we'll see.
That's how it is.
Mhm.
Ice cream gets us going.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway,
fat boy
so
moments.
overall, did you enjoy your birthday?
Yeah, no, I had a great
Good.
time.
So we're gonna do it again, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Do the run.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Do the run.
But we're gonna get our own tubes.
yeah, and floatable coolers.
Yep.
Yeah, because it was a dry run for us, but the next one won't be.
Oh God, that must have been a long 2.5 hours.
It was.
Honestly, I thought it went by pretty quick.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
if you're
It was
having
very
fun,
relaxing.
yeah,
I enjoyed it. I mean, I remember we woke up in the morning and Nick was like, "Should we get a cooler?" Like, shit. I was like, Nick, I am not drinking while I'm in that river. And she's
Well,
like,
you
"No,
had to
you're like-"
work later that evening. I didn't.
I did. He was like, "Who are you?" I did. I did.
okay.
And it was super busy at the bar for karaoke.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. We had a good time. But
That's good.
other than that, I'm glad you enjoyed your birthday weekend.
Well, it was return back to school weekend, so
When do they start?
all the freshmen are moving in already.
Yeah, but they don't start school until like what?
No, but
Thursday.
they're already moving in.
You know what I
so-
never understood? I'm not a parent, so don't come for
I
me.
bring them into the first day of school. I don't care if there's classes or not.
Don't
Get rid of the little fucker.
don't come for me. But I never understood why the fuck do we start school the week before Labor Day weekend?
So that it's like they can ease into it and have a long weekend.
Fuck this shit. Get the long weekend, start Tuesday. Like, why do you do this to parents? Like, not only do you have to like plan this
so
last amazing hurrah.
The reason it happens like that is because they have to have a certain amount of school days in a school year.
Uh-huh.
And if they have snow days, they have to
100,
budget.
yeah.
They have to budget for that. And so if they have too many snow days, then they're going to go too far into the summer.
Cut
and
their February
teachers
break.
aren't going to have enough time to
Well,
plan.
they've done that, yeah.
Cut their
They've
February
done that
break.
when there's a lot
Take
of heavy
like 3 days
snowstorms.
away from February. They'll be fine.
Yeah,
and
what
from
is it?
December.
120 days, 120 school days.
Something
I think
like that.
kids should only have 100.
120 school days. And I know because my sister-in-law is a social worker in New York, and she counts the days.
120 physical days.
days of
Does that
school.
account for snow days?
Yes.
Yes,
No.
yes.
So they
yeah,
have.
sort of, kind of.
So they budget in a certain amount. Once you go over that certain amount, then they have to add in days.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
So they cut in. Now what they started doing, instead of going longer in the year, they cut into the breaks. But prior to that, they used
Right.
to just extend the school year.
I mean, I think they should do what they did at COVID. If you're going to be on spring break and we still have days to make up, everybody's school from home.
Ain't nobody gonna be
No,
school from home on spring break.
I think they're
They're gonna be in Panama City shit faced on Zoom.
there are so many. There's a whole generation of kids that are so traumatized by COVID and so traumatized by the fact that they had to do school online that they can't communicate in person. And so
But I just feel that's
no, it's legit. It is a thing.
No, I'm not saying that it's not legit, but I also feel that that's a product of social media, period. Like you and I, and you, obviously.
but we didn't grow up with Zoom.
We didn't grow up with
remote.
social media.
We didn't grow up with the internet.
Right, my
Period.
point. So we can go out into the world and have legitimate conversations with
we're
people.
older than Google, Siri, Alexa.
Whether it was COVID or
Dial
not.
up.
Fuck.
I heard AOL was doing away with
Their email?
their email. I think it was. Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah. Welcome.
yeah.
You've got mail.
and when you didn't get that, it was like, oh,
It's so depressing, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's like you would go into the chats, the original like messenger chats. Remember that?
oh yeah.
No, but my thing is, it's like, after 2006, it's like that's when things started getting socially awkward for everybody that grew up in that generation. Like this generation, people who because 2006 really is the catalyst that, the smartphones came out. You had the Android phone that came out like 4 months before the iPhone, the original iPhone, and that's truly like the time and place and where things sort of kind of went online, right? Because I don't remember having a Facebook before 2006, even though it existed, right? Because originally Facebook was like a campus thing.
I just don't understand how that ties into the kids during COVID and Zoom.
Well, it ties into the fact that, the social awkwardness, their inability to communicate with people in real settings. And
kids can't make a fucking phone call anymore.
Yeah, that stems from social media, period. COVID exacerbated that. Just made it worse.
Right. But it also... it took out the in-person interaction completely.
Yeah. I agree, but social media there's people that spend hours and hours and hours on social media and could barely sit at a table and have a full-fledged conversation because they're all up in their videos.
And I'm the nasty
You were
one.
saying? No.
Anyway.
Can you repeat that? No.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
And I think COVID just did a lot in general, even
Yeah.
with families. Like my youngest grandson was born during COVID. So he was almost 2 before we actually met him. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Or 1 before we met him, I should say. So
That's harsh.
Yeah, so he was only about he didn't even want to be with dad. He was always with mom. So it kind of created some of that social anxiety for kids born during that timeline.
Right.
He was used to his 2 sisters, mom and dad.
Right.
Yep.
That was it. So after everybody got the okay to start visiting, and this kid sees a bunch of strangers walk in the house
He's
a
like,
year
"Who
later,
you?"
he's like, who the fuck
are you?
Yeah. Like he wouldn't even speak. He wouldn't talk to anybody. He wouldn't want to get touched or kissed. And he's almost 4 now, and now he's starting to come around.
I remember when Demi was born, I was a couple months into my job, maybe 4, 5, 6, something like that. When I had just gone back to work, we still hadn't opened up from COVID. Things were starting to open up again.
Right.
And I had to watch the dog while they were in the hospital. So I was there when the baby came home, and I was the first one to hold Demi. I had to be masked and all that stuff. So, but then following that, it was weeks.
Right.
Before you got back.
Before they let people in the house.
Yeah.
Because, the baby has to get vaccinations and all this stuff. And
it was a couple of months.
It was a scary time.
Yeah.
Right.
We didn't know if we were going to wake up and there was going to be a fucking zombie at our door.
True.
Facts. I mean, but I have
Trust
to.
me,
I have to
even
give it
working
up.
for a utility company, I was like, we might not have gas. Let me go buy a couple of tanks of propane just in case we gotta cook.
I will tell you. I will tell you though, the ingenuity and the smarts. I want to talk a little bit, if we can, about how pivotal our ability to pivot in the gay community.
Are you talking about the bathroom window?
Everything. We're talking about it. Well, it wasn't the bathroom window. It was the office window. I think, our ability to sort of kind of hey, when life throws you lemons, you make a fantastic lemonade with a splash of vodka.
Yep.
Because that's what we did. So, I mean.
A splash of vodka, bloop, 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 bloop,
Right.
bloop, 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 bloop.
I just think that, the LGBTQ plus community was at the forefront of being very creative on how to address the fact that we couldn't meet in person. Case in point, I'll use your experience as an example, right? When, for example, when nonprofit companies were struggling, right? Because in-person interaction and having galas and this and that is critical, and it's critical for the survival of organizations, specifically in the nonprofit area. And I think that one of the first, groups of people to figure out, hey, we can do this online.
Well, what happened was my boss said we need to pivot, and said, Nick, figure it out.
Right. And
we did one of the first virtual galas in the country, and following that gala, a lot of other companies around the country modeled their virtual galas after it.
Right.
And we had a lot of inquiries right before I was let go in regards to how did you do it? I was actually hired by another company when I was unemployed to orchestrate and run their virtual gala, which went really well.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, gay people, come on.
You're an innovator.
We figure that shit out, girl.
Yeah.
You're like we and then to see places like, for example, the New Haven Pride Center, they did amazing work, with online content and meetings and different types of group sessions, and you saw that sort of kind of spread through different organizations almost instantly.
Yeah, and there were some entertainers that also did their thing online as well.
Of course.
OnlyFans became a thing during COVID.
Yeah, and
but not just OnlyFans.
Sorry,
but
that's where my brain went.
Yeah, but there were a lot of drag queens that kind of I mean, you have to keep in mind that a lot of these people use their entertainment as a means to pay part of their bills and sometimes all of their bills, right?
I can't tell you how many drag shows that I saw, Cacophony Daniels actually was one of them. She's a New York queen who's done a lot of shows here in Connecticut, mainly with Sky Casper Entertainment. But she started this online thing, and I was like, oh my God, every week I was tuning in and, donating. Hey, here's, thank you for entertaining me for an hour. Here's, $10, here's $15 or whatever, and that's when you see companies like Venmo and Cash App became a thing. Like they exploded during COVID because they provided and facilitated the ability for people to connect and support each other in that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I think one of the biggest things that the Pride Center did that I thought was super impressive was they have a food pantry that a lot of people in our community utilize, right? So it's anything from fresh greens to canned beans, right? All that stuff. And so what they actually did, and it was all really good stuff. It wasn't like, crap food. People that would use the pantry would just go on their website and they would request groceries. And so twice a week, I believe it was, they would orchestrate like a car train. So you would just pull up, they would put the groceries in the back, give you 3 addresses, and you went to those 3 addresses and left the food on the front porch.
Right.
And what a lifesaver for some families.
Oh, of course. I mean, when you think about the effort that it takes, right, to coordinate all of that, because in the middle of all of that, everybody that was in the building had to be masked. They had to, go through a rigorous, process of staying COVID free and trying to, keep all of your other coworkers safe, but also doing the great work. It really was. I mean, I think that overall, we fucked up the response in the beginning, but clearly we know why. But I think once the Biden administration came in and started, putting a lot of effort into vaccinations, I think that was the turning point. Yeah. In 2021 in April, I remember that's when I got my vaccine, my first one.
Yeah, I think, and at home, after like the second or third month, we're catching cabin fever. Like we could look at each other and be like, I'm done.
We created these pods, right?
Yeah.
Where we all knew where we were, what we were doing, and felt comfortable. Like, so my pod was here with Tom and Paul and Steve. Really, that was our pod. And we would just all make sure that we took the time 1 day a week or 2 days a week. I basically lived here during that time. Yeah. And we all came together for an outside, interacting.
Yeah. One of our friends, Eric, that we know, literally moved in with us because he lives alone. Mm-hmm. And he came over, and he just lived with us for the year. It was insane, but it was, we were home. We all know, we're all familiar with each other, and we know him the whole time. So it just became a thing. We were just there, and even at that, like month 4, I was like, "Come on, let's take a ride." I jumped in the car with the missus, and We went for like a 1 hour car ride. We just drove around.
You had to do it.
Opened the windows and got some fresh air. I was like, yeah, we need to get out the house, even if we're not interacting with people. And I have family that literally live across the street. We didn't see each other the whole time.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, especially at the time, my great aunt was still alive. She was 92. You know, so it was like, okay, you know, you just don't want to feel responsible that you went over to say hi and she ends up sick.
Right. Yeah.
You know, she wasn't in the greatest of health. So
I think the hardest part with COVID for me was I lost my grandma during COVID.
Right.
I still couldn't fly. They
that
still
sucks.
had, you know,
Restrictions at the funeral homes
and all that
doing
stuff.
services.
So I had to experience her funeral virtually from Connecticut.
Yep.
And my grandma was the world to me, right? And my grandma and grandpa were like the last Democrats standing.
In the Bussett family.
Literally. I think that was the toughest thing. But on the flip side, what I do miss about COVID is the traffic.
yeah.
Oh my God. Yes. Thank you.
It was easy to drive, but it was eerie at the same time.
Yes.
Like the first time I jumped on the highway, off the back of my head, I was like, this feels like some, what's the name of that TV show?
The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
I drove for almost 12 minutes before I saw another vehicle on the road.
Yeah. I could get from my place to Tom's place. It usually today took me 30 something minutes in like 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was insane. And then as soon as everything, you know, started opening back, I was like, boom. Bumper to bumper traffic from exit 27A all the way down to the fucking New York border.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Me either.
I don't understand how for the past 900 years, because that's what it feels like, there is bumper to bumper traffic as soon as you hit 27A in Bridgeport, like to go onto Route 8, all the way down to fucking exit 5 in fucking Stamford. I don't get it. Like, and for those of you that listen, that live in Connecticut, you understand our pain. There's no accidents.
No.
There's no accidents.
Yeah.
Like, I remember having to drive to Stamford. This was many years ago, over 20 plus years ago. And I would look at the car in front of me and I would think to myself, I should just fucking hit it. I should just bash into the car so that there will be a reason why we're stuck in this traffic. Because there is no reason for it.
No reason.
It's just ridiculous.
Everything's really slow, and then all of a sudden it just opens up, and you're like, why? Why? Why?
It's like, what happened?
Yeah, nothing there.
Yeah,
nothing there.
It was insane. But you know, I have to say that, you know, from the perspective of the LGBTQ plus community, I think that although it was very isolating and there was a lot of people that were affected specifically in certain aspects of our community, trans, non-binary people who were stuck, unfortunately, being in spaces with people that, you know, they didn't feel safe. I think that was hard, but overall, I think that the LGBTQ plus community just fucking... We took that shit and we made it our own. I mean, we were boss with the pandemic, I think. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, well, I mean, part of that is I feel like a lot of communities were. However, you know, I feel like when it comes to the LGBTQ plus community, people wouldn't think about the fact that maybe this kid doesn't feel safe at home. How can I help him? Maybe this trans kid doesn't feel safe at home. How can I help him? Maybe this individual can't get their meds that they need. How can I help them? Like, those are things that the, you know, not necessarily allies, but like the cis heterosexual community, they wouldn't think in that perspective, right? Suicide rates did go up during COVID, and now during this administration, they continue to rise. However, it's like those little things, like how do we provide the services that we were providing in a world in which we can't
physically be together,
physically connect, and a lot of those services are life-saving services, right?
Yeah.
So I think that is that piece we did really well, because we didn't think of just ourselves and one specific, you know, community. We thought about the entire marginalized LGBTQ plus community and what each, you know, sector of that community needed or might need. during that time.
Yeah.
Right.
And not only suicide rates, I think substance abuse also.
Oh yeah.
I
admit I was borderline alcoholic during COVID.
Yeah,
We all were.
a lot of us were. And
I am so grateful. So can you imagine how devastating it would have been if liquor stores had to close like bars did
That would have been tough.
for a year and a half?
yeah.
I would have been fucking making moonshine in my fucking
in the
backyard. Like for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not just the alcohol and beer, but other substances that were abused, and I
Right.
After COVID, and you kind of start meeting up with some people you've hung out with that you haven't seen in a while, and they're like, yeah, I kind of went off the deep end for a little while, and I was doing this, and you're like, what the fuck, really? And you're like, absolutely, and I was like, yeah, it was a bit shocking to hear some individuals that actually, experimented with drugs that you normally would have been like,
Wasn't the only thing that people were experimenting with. I mean, like you had people out there with, a severe case of blue balls doing things that, ordinarily they wouldn't do.
yeah, having sex out of windows.
Yeah, and all that good stuff. Or, just signing up for OnlyFans that, you as a heterosexual man shouldn't be watching. There was a lot of out of the box things that people did during COVID, I think.
True.
All right, well, listen, we're 40 minutes in. I'll give you an option. We can either
Let's
take
go
a
on
break. Okay. All right, so we're going to do that. We will be right back. All right, ladies and gents, we are back from the break. Thank you so much for joining us on the second half. And
No, I forgot my drink.
I literally was going to ask you.
Well, I have a question for Trish, so by all means, feel free to go up and grab it while we discuss over here.
Please, question away.
Trish, darling, during our break, you had mentioned you had a story, and do you want to talk first, because obviously Jay's indisposed.
Yeah, so here we go. This has to do with our favorite person, Waffle House Kim.
Oh, fuck her. I cannot with her.
So Waffle House Kim has submitted to the Supreme Court to review the court case.
An official request.
Yeah. Obergerfell versus Hodge, which is what made marriage equality the law of the land. So they accepted it for review. Now, the Supreme Court has until September 8th to either accept it,
right,
or reject it, with an extension until October 10th, I believe. Oh, no, until October 8th. So that said, we know that the Supreme Court is stacked right now.
Mm-hmm.
We know that they've already overturned Roe versus Wade.
Right. And the same principles that were used to pass Roe versus Wade initially, 50 plus years ago, is the same principles that were used in a sense to pass, marriage equality and making it the law of the land.
So the reason I bring this up is because it has not been accepted by the Supreme Court yet.
Right.
If it is, we will see a court case in late fall, early winter, or spring, right?
But we still will be up in the air until June of 2026, right? Because the Supreme Court has the ability to accept a case if they want to. They can or cannot hear it, right? They can reject it. But if they do, most of these consequential cases, right, cases that have profound...
If they accept this case, they're going to take it quickly.
Oh, they'll take it quickly, but we probably won't see because of the nature of the case and because of the gravity of the subject, I don't think that they'll pass a ruling until June of 2026, which is typically when they end their year, right? So in 2015, we received news that, Obergerfell versus Hodge was successful and that marriage equality was the law of the land. They waited until, not necessarily because it was Pride weekend, it was the end of their judicial session, which ends in June, and then they don't pick back up until September.
However, what I will say is that when they were looking at Roe versus Wade, that happened relatively quick.
Right. Well, I mean, we had, which we have today, right? So we had an inkling of how they were planning on deciding because of a leaked document, right? That was leaked based on Alito's comments in regards to Roe v. Wade, right? And so we knew that was coming. And then, you have people like Clarence Thomas who made suggestions at that time when that ruling was made that we should do the same to marriage equality. Right. And so we already know where Thomas stands, and we already know where people like Alito and, but
It took about a year from when they accepted the initial case to decision for Roe versus Wade to be overturned.
right. And so these things take time. And then what that causes is, public hysteria, specifically for people who are directly affected, because these decisions, although they probably have been made, are not made public until typically the end of session.
Right. So Hillary Clinton released a statement.
I love her.
In regards to marriage equality. And she believes that the U.S. Supreme Court, if they take it on, which I believe, sadly, if people don't stand up and speak up, they will. Jay's mic's not on.
Likely, I said. Yeah.
But Hillary Clinton believes that they will overturn Roe versus. They will overturn marriage equality just like they did Roe versus Wade.
Yeah.
And she said that this has real world consequences. So basically, what happens is American voters don't really have a choice when it comes to Supreme Court decisions.
Hold on one second. Are you blaming my dogs for the noise that's coming out of your phone in that
That's
video?
not my phone. It's the chair. Look.
Yes, bitch. Go. Go.
I thought it was the dogs too squealing.
Give me that phone.
There's no volume on.
Give me that thing. Anyway, you were saying.
Well, what to know, right? We talked about this the other day. So what to know is that any marriage that has happened prior to anything overturned will have to be recognized federally.
Right.
Because of the Respective Marriage Act, which was signed into law during President Joe Biden's reign in 2022.
Right.
However,
I love how he says rain.
did I say reign?
You did. He's not a king, honey.
Sorry.
During his presidency.
Right. That said, what will happen is if it is overturned, there are some states where you can still get married. So basically what the Supreme Court would do was push it back to the states and say, hey, we want it to percolate more in the states, and then you could bring it back to the Supreme Court once again because it was never codified into law. Thank you, Congress.
Right.
However, what that means for people is you can get married in states where it's legal. And if you do that, no matter where you live, it will be respected federally. So like say you're in Texas and you go to Connecticut, you get married, and then you go back to Texas, it will be respected federally, but not at the state level.
Right. So every state that currently has anti same-sex marriage laws on the books that are currently being stayed by the decision that was made in 2015 with Obergerfell versus Hodges, will immediately go back into effect. So states like Texas, as you said, states like Florida, states like,
if the bans are still in effect,
yeah, all of these states that had these bans that have not enshrined marriage equality into their constitutions, will immediately go back into not assigning or issuing marriage licenses for same-sex couples, including the very state where Kim Davis or Waffle House Kim was from.
And speaking of Waffle House Kim, what is even more concerning to me is that not only has she put forth something for the Supreme Court to consider, 9 other states have as well.
Right. Well, I mean, we also have to take a step back and try to shy away a little bit from hysteria. So the one thing that I take away from this, right, Kim Davis, or Waffle House Kim as we call her, has unsuccessfully tried in several different lower courts, actually in all of them, and failed. Every single, district court that I think we have like 9 different district courts, including one that within the Puerto Rico is within the jurisdiction of one of those, has rejected any claims that she's had. She's had to pay over hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines. And so that if the Supreme Court decides they want to take this case and hear it, it's going to be tough for them to go against every single lower court, right?
However, yes, and the fact that it's not just this person who continually loses, it's 9 other states also introducing the same type of rhetoric that wants to be reviewed by the Supreme Court.
I think,
and red states too. So
of course,
keep in mind that we have a stacked Supreme Court. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy here.
No. We have a legitimate concern as LGBTQ plus members on the merits of where marriage equality stands. Legitimate, because we've seen how a super precedence. I remember Chris Mattoon speaking about this on the show years ago. That things like abortion and Roe v. Wade, they're super precedences, and these types of decisions are never overturned at the Supreme Court level. And we saw that with Roe v. Wade. I'm not saying that this is not going to happen with marriage equality. It can. There's a very big chance that it can, but we also have to keep in mind that, we are operating currently with a Supreme Court where we have 2 specific justices. I don't want to talk about Kavanaugh. Fuck him, because he's a fucking molester and a rapist, and fuck him. But I specifically want to focus on Gorsuch and Amy Coney Barrett. They have, in the last 4 years, since Dump's first presidency and being nominated to the Supreme Court, have made very shocking decisions, right? They've made decisions that we ordinarily wouldn't think that they would vote in favor of.
Yeah.
And so those are the 2 to watch, and I think that I don't want to say, don't be scared. Don't speak. Don't be, how would I say, I don't want to discourage you from speaking up and fighting for the right for you to exist, for the right for you to love, for the right to, voice your opinion in regards to marriage equality, but also don't let yourself get lost in the sauce with mainstream media and how they're pushing the narrative of this will absolutely be overturned. We don't know that.
If it goes to the court, there is a very high likelihood it would be.
Right. I was watching a video of this guy.
You have 6 conservative judges, an additional 3 liberal,
and 2 of them that are, we don't know.
So that's a very stacked court.
Right. Yeah. It's a very stacked court in favor of liberals.
Yeah, but look at the current administration, how they do shit. They tend to stir the pot over here while they're doing shit over there.
Right.
So there is a good possibility this may come up down the road.
Oh, it's going to come up.
As a distraction to some other bullshit they're processing. And they're both going to affect this, in the same way. And I think it kind of sucks because, we tend to get fixated on that one issue, and we don't look at
the 20 other thousand issues.
The 20 other issues that they're sliding under the door as we're distracted with this whole issue. And I think we need to be real careful when it does come up. And I'm not saying it's not important, because absolutely it's fucking important, but we have to, it happens all the time. Look, just to Diddy, that shit was in the news for how long?
Like 900 years. I felt like that was...
it was.
I feel like he got charged in the time of Christ.
Yeah, he got charged for, and half of that shit was dropped.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was a huge distraction. People weren't paying attention to everything else that was happening.
Right.
So I don't necessarily want to move away from Diddy.
No.
I don't want to move away to Diddy.
No,
That's what I meant.
Exactly.
Go for it.
But so we would at this point need 5 judges to pass no or yes.
Right.
And you think about it logically. We've got the 3 liberals. We just don't know, right? Then you've got
the 3 liberals, and you also have the Chief Justice that in times of
ties
of really craziness, he has on occasion done the right thing. He's been on the right side of history. But we just don't know where Chief Justice Roberts is right now. That is his name, right? But anyway, you were saying.
Yeah, so I just want to go back to Hillary Clinton. So in this statement, she said American voters and to some extent the American media don't understand how many years the Republicans have been working in order to get us to this point again. Mm-hmm. It took us 50 years to overturn Roe v. Wade. The Supreme Court will hear a case about gay marriage. My prediction is they will do to gay marriage what they did to abortion. They will send it back to the states.
Yeah.
Right. And
I know a lot of people
that's
don't,
a huge possibility.
And I know a lot of people don't trust Hillary, even in our community.
And they should have, but they don't.
Mm-hmm. So moving on, she also then went on to say, hold on one sec. Oh, no, Clarence Thomas went on to say, in his opinion, at the time that the court should the court should also revisit and overrule decisions that prevent state restrictions on contraception, marriage equality, sodomy, and other private consensual sexual acts, calling the rulings demonstrably erroneous.
Right. Because they were all...
So not only...
Yeah.
So hearing him say that makes me think, okay, if they have the opportunity...
Right.
Yeah.
They will take it on, but not only take it on, but take it on to the extent where they will try to affect state legislation.
Oh, of course. And you know, there's no secret about that. So that statement from Clarence Thomas was made when it was officially announced that Roe v. Wade was overturned.
Right.
Yes.
That was part of his dissent. That was his statement in his dissent. But you have to think about, public opinion drives a lot of decisions, specifically, in Congress.
Which is a very good point, and we'll get there in 1 second.
Yep.
So lastly, Clinton went on to say, anybody in a committed relationship out there in the LGBTQ community, you ought to consider getting married. Clinton continued, because I don't think they'll undo existing marriages, but I fear they will undo the national right. Now, let me just say that I've already known a couple who have done this.
Right.
And I'm sure we will see an increase in people going to the courthouse because this is a potential.
Right. And, as you mentioned before, with the Respective Marriage Act, it protects anyone that has an existing marriage in any state, in all 50 states, right? But there's no guarantee that those states will then challenge that right in itself, that law, as it being unconstitutional, right? So hear me out. Let's say Obergerfell versus Hodge gets overturned. Right. And now you have a situation in where you see a lot of Texans, a lot of LGBTQ members of our community from Texas or from Alabama or from Oklahoma traveling to California or New York or Massachusetts or other states in the East or the West that have legalized and enshrined legalized same-sex marriage in their constitutions, and then come back home and say, now you have to acknowledge this, right? What's to stop that state now from...
The state won't have to acknowledge it. The federal government will.
The federal government will, right? But the state has to. At the state level,
they do not.
They have to with the Respective Marriage Act. They can't issue a license and won't issue a license in that state, but they have to recognize the licenses issued in states and where it's legal. Because that's what the federal law says. However...
Right, but it's the federal law. So at the federal level, they have to acknowledge it, not at the state level.
Oh, yes. Because if there's state benefits that you are afforded as a married couple, the federal law says you have to give that to married people. Mm-hmm. And so what ends up happening is that now, let's say Texas or Oklahoma now files a lawsuit and says this is unconstitutional, that another state can drive the decisions and laws that are made in this state. That's the next battle. And that's coming, right? So you have...
I'm sure that'll be woven into this.
Oh, of course they will try. So the first things first, let's get the Supreme Court out of the equation, right? And then let's tackle the legislation that was passed in Congress, because now all you need is a majority in Congress to be able to affect law. And what does this presidency have currently right now?
A supermajority.
They have a majority. They have the House, they have the Senate, and they have the presidency. If they wanted to right now,
And the court.
they could right now, at this very moment, before even thinking about marriage equality nationally with Obergerfell versus Hodge, someone can introduce a bill in Congress to overturn the law of the Respective Marriage Act, and they have
Correct.
control of all three houses and potentially the ability to pass it. So that when Obergerfell versus Hodge is then rescinded, right, it is overturned at the Supreme Court level.
Yeah.
Now they don't have to worry about states who want to deny it, because they're going to be like, well, it's no longer a federal law. Fuck you. We don't have to abide by what New York is doing. We're not going to let New York dictate what our laws are locally.
So
That's a possibility.
correct. So I think what is good to know is that we are coming up on midterms.
Yes, we are.
If they're not even going to respond to this until the fall, there is an opportunity for a blue wave, right? There's an opportunity
We hope.
to gain back some seats.
Right.
Well, that's why I'm bringing it up. So like if we gain back some seats,
Right.
if we actually go out and vote and do the right thing, and we do see a blue wave in one house, in both houses, like it will make the world of difference.
Of course it will.
In addition to that, that's not the only thing we need to do. We need to call our local legislators, make sure that they know that this is a priority. And on top of that, while the Supreme Court does not really interact with the general population, there are ways that you can contact them, mainly by mail or phone.
Right.
And you can just send them a letter and say, this is how I feel.
Right.
And we can put all that information on our post tonight. But like there are layers here that you can still do to prevent this from happening.
Right. Yeah.
And or if it does happen, help prevent further damage at the state level.
Right. And that's important. Thank you for saying that. So here's the thing. Let's very quickly just touch base on what Texas is trying to do. Texas is trying to redistrict their maps so that they can gerrymander the mapping and eliminate 5 Democrats, including Jasmine Crockett, who's a firecracker in Congress right now. And their efforts could leave them with 5 additional Congress people that are Republican, tipping the scales during the midterms, right? However, fucking Gavin Newsom in California,
He's going to run. He's totally going to run.
That was genius.
It really was.
Genius.
He was like, listen, this is not the route that the Democrats want to take.
Yeah. And not only that.
But I will fucking do it.
Yeah. But not only that, it's not in Texas. It's a whole other fucking state.
Yes.
You know?
And it's California.
Yeah. I was like, who? What?
California has 55 electoral votes. And that is based on the fact that they have that many congressmen and women in Congress.
Yeah.
And so he came out and had a press conference and literally said, Texas, watch the fuck out, because if you do this,
we're going to do this.
I can do this.
Yeah.
I have the legal authority to do this in my state. And guess what?
Yeah.
I will offset the gains that you will gain Republicans in that state. I can do that for the Democrats here legally. It's not what Democrats want to do. We don't want to gerrymander. We don't want to rule. Like you said, oh my God, I love this. We're thinking so. We have a king.
He's not a king.
We have a king.
We have a fucking king. Okay,
He wants to be a dictator.
They can do the same thing. Democrats don't want to do this, but you know what? States like New York, states like California have the ability to actually gerrymander their congressional maps and fucking like wipe out any gains that they have. But that is not how you legislate. That is not how you're supposed to run a country that's run by the people.
Yeah, but the current regime, that's how they work.
That's how they work. So he's like,
That's
fuck
how
it.
they work.
Let's do it that way too.
Yeah, if you want to play chess, let's play chess.
And I agree with him. It's like long has it been that Democrats just sort of kind of be like, yeah, no, we don't want to stoop to their level? You know, like the famous quote that they like to quote is like Michelle Obama, when they go low, we go high.
Yeah.
But there's a fucking point in time that you're like, no,
let's play low ball.
We can't go high anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly,
we hit the ceiling.
Honestly, in a way that, while it does feel a little petty, I don't necessarily feel like we're going low.
No.
When he is reacting, saying, okay, if you're going to do this, then we're going to protect our constituents by doing this.
Right.
Like, I don't necessarily feel like that's going low.
I think it's him fucking taking a swing with a bat to their fucking ankles.
Who else is going to fucking do it? Who else has been doing it?
California is the only state that has the capacity to be able to do that and make meaningful change.
We see all these Democrats in these meetings, you know, on these videos, saying these crazy things to these people that have been appointed, or, you know, were appointed, or just to... you know, experts on certain subjects,
right?
And the responses that they get, okay, well, that's great. What are you going to do about it?
Right.
Newsom is doing something about it.
Right. And he's literally putting them on blast. Like, he's putting them on blast and putting them on check. You do this, I can do this too. And literally, I will offset whatever 5 Republicans that you gain in whatever this little charade is that you're playing. Mm-hmm. You know, and fucking Texas. Like, seriously, out of all states. So to go back to your story.
Would you expect any less from them?
No, I wouldn't expect any less from them. But you know what's really disappointing? It's like
these Texas Republicans are stuck to Trump's teeth.
All this fucking hate on Mexican immigrants or immigrants from South America. You were fucking Mexico before the United States just came and took you.
Yeah.
The majority of your population are of Mexican descent.
New Mexico is only called New Mexico because we took over that territory.
It's like, wake the fuck up. Don't get, like lost in the sauce with this Americanized ideology that, you have to let go of your roots, who you are, where you come from, who your ancestors are, simply because you live in the United States of fucking America. Mm-hmm. You don't have to do that. And that's what pisses me off the most, that, the Republican Party has that power, has the power to brainwash Latinos into thinking that they have
Not
to
just
go...
Latinos.
But the majority of Latinos in that area into thinking that they have to go against their heritage in order to be accepted, in order to be considered American. Well, it's fucking bullshit.
That's not the narrative that they're telling them, right?
Of course not.
That the narrative is, if you want to be successful, if you want to, live the American dream, this is the direction to go.
Yeah. Right. And it's sad because that means you also have to go against the people that you love.
Right. But they have the ability to brainwash these people into thinking, okay, well, that makes sense. I have been struggling for all these years. I want my family to succeed. This is why I'm voting for this person.
Right. And then you vote for that person, you're still not succeeding.
If you're not,
now you're getting deported.
Yeah. Well, if you're not taking the time to, like, I was talking to somebody the other day and I can't remember who it was, but like they literally, I could be wrong, but I feel like a certain demographic in the Democratic Party takes the time to say, okay, I heard what you said on MSNBC. I want to see what Fox is saying about this.
Right.
Like, you can't just hear it from one source and believe it. You can't in this day and age.
Right. There are 2 Democrats right now that I absolutely love the fact that they're doing both sides. They're not afraid to go on Fox News and, do the go on and do the circuit, right? And say, okay, I'm going to meet with this host. I'm going to meet with that host. That is Gavin Newsom. He's not afraid to go on to Fox News and fucking read it to them like it is. Okay. And fucking Pete Buttigieg. He's a fucking... Pete, we love you. He's a beast. That man will go on fucking Fox News and sit with any fucking host. Mm-hmm. Excuse all my I'm fired up right now.
All right, the F-bombs.
Every single one of those hosts on Fox News.
We're gonna get demonetized.
Hello. I don't think we're monetized. Every single one, and he's not afraid to literally just throw facts at them, and it's wonderful to experience and see it because you see the host like, oh, fuck.
And
like,
it's happening more and more and more.
Yeah.
how do I come back from this? Like, go to commercial.
But come on, look.
Go to commercial.
Even Fox has had to backtrack and backpedal. Look at this whole summit meeting bullshit that just happened in Alaska. They were fired up. They were so fired up, they were pissed.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like they, you know, at some point you could only stretch the truth so far.
Right.
Before it snaps back and hits you in the face.
Right. And if you're not familiar with what happened in Alaska, we're talking about a meeting between the dictator of Russia and the dictator of the United States of America.
Which, yeah.
Who didn't happen to include the democratically elected president of the sovereign state of Ukraine.
Yep.
Who is right now still fighting for their right to exist as a sovereign state against an oppressive regime and a dictator who's trying to illegally take over their territory.
Yeah.
And annex.
To me, it's asinine. And then, you know, to state that, yeah, you're willing to cease fire if Ukraine gives up
A
X
portion.
amount,
Fuck no.
It's insane. And to think that this presidency thinks that that's a good deal is not even a bad precedence for the U.S. It's a bad precedence for everyone.
It's a precedence that's really dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous
because
because
that
if
means
they choose to go after any other country because they want a piece of it.
So when the
They
USSR dismantled, right, all of the Baltic states, which by the way includes, you know, like if you look at Ukraine geographically, it could be considered part of the Baltic states.
Yeah.
All of these Baltic states that declared independence, if we allow Russia to do what they're doing to Ukraine right now, who is to say that, you
or
know,
by Alaska.
Yeah.
any of the other Baltic states that has
Are not
seceded
next on the
successfully
radar,
that are not next on the radar. I mean, he wants to bring back the glory days of the USSR. That, dude, it doesn't fucking exist anymore. Anyway,
That's where we're at.
So
wrap it up for me, please.
let's close it out by saying when we're talking about gerrymandering, historically, this was used to marginalize people and make sure that marginalized people like blacks, Hispanics, and the poor communities, right? They had less access to voting
And power.
right? That, and they would also, you know, if they were in a very high, if there was a like Jasmine Crockett, highly Democratic area,
Right.
they redraw the lines, then it's
All of her constituents that were black and brown are now
So-
part of another
so
district.
she'll be voted out, right?
Right.
So you'll have less representation for an area that was originally actually Democratic. So I say this so that you understand what it is. However, in 2024, there was an act that was put forth to both the House and the Senate to create a clear framework for districting process.
You got this.
I know.
Words are hard today. I know.
But what it would do was it would increase transparency and accountability. So it wouldn't just be like, you can just do whatever the fuck you want and draw your own fucking lines.
Yeah.
And it would need the citizens' voices to actually move forward.
Has it passed?
So what do you think happened with that bill?
Nothing.
So in the House, all the Republicans said no.
Right. Of course.
2 Democrats, every other Democrat said yes. In the Senate, it was completely split.
Right.
All the Republicans said no. All the Democrats said yes.
Right.
And it did not pass.
Right. And it didn't pass for a reason because
And it
they've
wasn't
realized.
saying we can't do this, but what it was saying was you need to get the people's approval.
Right. And they don't want that.
Correct.
These people want the power to be able to dictate what it is that the American people can and cannot do. When it should be the other way around, right? But here we are. All right, Jay Bird.
Huh?
Ending on a high note.
Ending on a high note or
guess.
on a very interesting note, to say the
Interesting
least.
note. 6 positions to try during anal August.
Anal August, right? We still have, there's 31 days in August.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have 12 days left.
12 days left.
So you have
Alright.
12 days to try the 6 following positions.
Alrighty.
Jaybird, go.
Yeah. So one every 2 weeks, I guess, right?
Every 2 days.
Yeah.
Math
shit.
is
Every
hard.
2 days.
Because
Yeah,
if it was every 2 weeks, we'd be in
hold on.
January of 2026. Have another drink. Thank you.
The oyster.
What? Okay. Explain.
A modified oyster or Viennese oyster is a great position for oral anal play. In this position, the receiving partner will be on their back and have their legs up and backwards towards their head.
Okay, been there, done that.
So
You've been
okay,
there,
so
yeah.
your head behind
Yeah.
your and then so it's
Yeah.
called the oyster. Why? Because you can
The way you're positioned, I guess.
okay,
Okay,
Alright.
I can see it. Yep.
Yeah.
okay,
And this will give the partner free reign to devour every inch of your taint to their pleasure and yours. I highly recommend stretching before this position.
yeah. And if you need stretch, like
Little yoga.
if you need how would I say pointers on how to stretch, reach out to our guest last week.
Yeah.
He's good at it.
Second, the munch. The munch is similar to 69, but instead of being on top of each other, stimulating each other's genitals, the giving partner is laying on their back and the receiving partner is laying on their back on top of their partner.
Okay,
So it's a backward 69. So instead of that, she's like that.
that's gonna be very painful on the neck
For who?
for the person
The
who's
giving?
Yeah, I can't
It
imagine.
depends. Yeah,
So if
no?
the partner
Yeah.
is okay, I need I need a visual.
If I'm laying back,
Okay,
they're laying on top of me,
from their back.
on their back on top of me.
So their back is on your stomach.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
How can you
you
access?
have access right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I get
their
it. So
legs
that's
over
more
here.
like male to female.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it could work male to male as well because you have
How?
access to the anus.
Yep.
It's a little easier.
Okay.
Okay.
When I think 69, I think like oral fellatio.
Yeah.
Right.
So, butt rimming works.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Moving on.
I forget he's bi.
Yeah. The tent pitch. The tent pitch is personally one of my favorites for anal positions. For this one, the receiving partner bends over into a downward dog. So we're talking yoga
Like,
here, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
You're in a V.
Yep. So it's kind of weird. So the other partner is standing straight in front of you, and you're kneeling behind them, right? And they bend over, so you have full access
Okay.
to their rear side.
Got it.
So when they talk about eating it from the back,
Okay.
eating it from the back.
Okay. Okay.
The plow,
Oh.
which is I think it's also known as the wheelbarrow.
Okay. Yeah. I think we talked about this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's basically you're standing up and the other person's legs come across your waist and their hands on the floor. Or if they have a table, they could be on the table and you're right behind them.
Okay.
Right?
That one I like.
Alrighty.
That one I'm familiar with.
Yeah. And the cradle. So the cradle's pretty much the same thing. If you're sitting Indian style and they're sitting with their legs wrapped around your waist.
Okay. I've done that one too. That
Yeah,
one's good.
I guess you got to have length for that. That won't work for me.
Oh, okay. Well, what was it that you said? Little but playful. You have a saying.
What?
You have a saying for
Oh,
your penis,
but
and I
that-
can't.
Short and stubby.
short-
short and stubby.
No, you said something else.
Yeah, you
What?
did say something else. You said it might be short and stubby, but it's
Yeah.
also like I don't know, something in playful.
Yeah, girthy and playful.
I don't know. You had a saying. I forgot.
Anyway.
Anyways, the turtle. Turtle position is excellent if you want to heighten your sexual experience. So basically, the turtle. If you've heard the term "face down, ass up,"
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
all right. So face
So
on face on the ground, on the floor, or on the
Okay.
bed, or on the
So your hands
surface.
are holding. Okay.
No, your hands are not holding. Your hands come behind your knees.
Okay.
So you're kind of holding the back of your knees
Okay.
with your arms, and your face is flat on the floor, butt is straight up. So you got a bigger,
Okay.
a higher angle.
Okay. And how is that the turtle though? Like, what's popping out all of a sudden?
Well, the position allows for added stimulation, especially with women.
Okay.
It's easy to reach the clitoris or the balls
Okay.
in that position. Or by adding a sex toy or like a bullet or a vibrator. This position given partner also has the opportunity to control the receiving partner's hips, allowing for elevation and stroke game.
Okay.
So as they're laying down, you have more control of their hips.
Well, of course,
so
because you can sort of kind of.
I mean, I can see it in my head now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hip motion, quicker, slower.
I think we need slides for
Yeah,
the next
for
time
the
we do
next one?
something like
Yeah.
this, okay? Like, to get pictorials.
Yeah. But those are the 6 positions for anal August.
Yeah.
Any questions? You can also go to kinkly.com.
Kinkly.com.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
FYI, they also sell a lot of anal sex products,
Okay.
not only for gay couples, but for straight partners as well. And you can look at a lot of offers there
And have fun.
and have fun.
How many have you bought?
None recently.
Oh, recently.
That's the key part right there.
Recently.
Okay.
I'm on a budget.
Well, ladies and gents, I think that is going to do it for us tonight. So we're going to go ahead and toss it over to Trish because we have a couple of few things to wrap up before we say goodbye. So, Trish, you're up.
Thank you. All right, everybody. Here's Mama Kim's Minute. Number 1, 11 gay poets you need to know about. Number 2, Virginia School Board votes to refuse to follow administration's anti-trans order. Thank you.
Yes.
Number 3, 13 reasons why actor Miles Heiser stars in gay military camp Netflix drama Boots.
I have to watch that.
Yeah. And I think for Mama Kim, we should say that Hope and her partner say thank you for their
Oh, that's
gift.
right. They did. They
Before
did
we
receive
forget,
their
yeah.
little keychains.
Yeah, and they said thank you very much. They appreciated that.
Yeah.
Thank
Very
you, Mama
lovely.
Kim.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Mama.
And moving on this game and on this gay and day history.
Try that again.
What happened was...
We're the one in pain.
Yeah. On this day in gay history, when August 1990, of course, today, Washington, D.C. is the where President George H.W. Bush signs the Ryan White Act. No.
Try it again.
President George Bush signs the Ryan White Care Act. You know, that sucks because I've been part of that program for many years in the social service. So I should have known it off the back of my hand, right? The Ryan White Care Act, a federally funded program for people living with HIV and AIDS.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I know that we have to wrap it up, but I do want to add a little context here.
Yes.
Please. Do.
I want to add context in the sense that this was signed by Bush, and it was signed because Ryan White didn't become HIV positive due to gay sex. He became HIV positive due to a hemophiliac blood transfusion. Yeah. And so this was signed into law
Because it affected white America.
Exactly. And I think that that's really important to know.
No, of course.
It wasn't because of the
I
AIDS
say that
epidemic.
shit all the time.
It wasn't because
It wasn't because of grid.
No,
Yeah.
it was because somebody who was not a part of the community received a blood transfusion, and
They became HIV positive.
Right.
Which
Now,
yeah.
that said, I'm thrilled that it was signed into law, but I just wanted to give some context around that.
No, and I think that's important because people need to understand, what drives politicians to do what they do, and it's not because it was affecting the LGBTQ plus community. It's because
Or
it
minorities.
affected one white individual. I don't know. Is he white? Ryan White.
He was white. Yeah.
He was white. That has nothing to do with our community, but was affected by, like you said, a transfusion that he received as a result of whatever.
And most
injuries there
likely
were.
the parents knew someone that was involved in politics or was well off and,
Right.
made a good case about it. And,
And it was,
it takes money to talk.
yeah, and
I say it all the time.
It did help with a lot of research around AIDS. It was a federally funded program. I'm pretty sure it's still around. I'm not sure.
Yes.
It is. Okay. So yeah, it was a really great thing, but it's sad that sometimes we find ourselves in situations that it takes somebody with privilege. And don't get me wrong, I own and have privilege.
Right. I think we all do in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, but it when there's a suffering, community that had been. This is 1990.
Yeah, of course. So
So this had AIDS epidemic had been going on.
Oh,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
I mean, when you
a
think
little
about
over 10 years already at
when
that,
you-
at that point,
right?
maybe
'Cause
more.
when you think about the people that died between 1985 and 1995, substantially affecting the LGBTQ plus community specifically. What I'm interested in finding out is, as a result of this act, right? Was that the catalyst for the American Red Cross making the decision not accepting blood from LGBTQ plus members?
No, that started as soon as the
Yeah, the
epidemic.
HIV. That happened.
See,
that happened
I
around
don't
the same
know that,
timeline. Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
And so I'm trying to understand if the guidelines and rules regarding transfusions or your ability to give blood was impacted by decisions and acts like this.
Yeah.
Right. So.
yeah, true.
Interesting. But thank you for that context, because, I would have been like, okay, this was a good thing, but it is a good thing, but it was a good thing as a result of something that obviously
Somebody
excluded.
with money and power got
Yeah,
affected.
exactly.
Like I always say, it doesn't really matter until someone that's affected, that's related or knows someone in, in Congress
Yeah.
or in.
It's not an issue until it happens to you,
Yeah,
pretty much.
basically.
All right. So, Jaybird?
Yep. Okay, moving on. Announcements, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Holy crap. We're already there. If
Time
you love the
flies.
show, please make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite podcasting service. By subscribing, you get the latest and greatest of our show delivered right to your favorite device or web browser as soon as the episode is published. You can also support us on Patreon. With Patreon, you, our listeners, can help to support the show with a pledged donation. The donations are collected monthly and can be in any denomination of $1 or more.
Yes, Queen. Suddenly she became a fucking scholar.
I know.
I'm concentrating. Shut the fuck up. No.
Trash.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, everybody, get the Future Method and all other products today. All products are doctor developed, can clean out without hurting your bum. You can take confidence anywhere with the anal powder packs, increase your stretch goals with the 3-piece anal glass dilation kit, and get all the information you need with Dr. G's book, But Seriously. Visit futuremethod.com to purchase your life-changing bum accessories today.
Yes, Queen.
Alrighty, and I guess it's
What the fuck?
I'm messing with her.
She was
like,
that's
"Oh my
too
God,
bright. No.
It's too bright light.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm gonna change it up a little today.
go for it.
All right, time to take your prep. Our show is available on our website at GayTalk20 under audio podcast.
You should not.
You forgot the .com.
Yeah,
But that's okay.
It is also
Jay, did you smoke before you came to the show?
I think she did.
I should have probably. It is also available as a free download on Apple Podcast, YouTube Music, and now Spotify.
Yes, Queen.
Doxy
All
Park.
right. You can find us on social media, Facebook, GayTalk 2.0, Instagram, GayTalk 2.0. You can email us at GayTalk 2.0 at GayTalk20.com. Tom, here we go.
She tries. All right. If you need to reach out to us, head on over to our website. Click on the Contact Us tab, which is located at the top of your web browser. There you can leave comments. You can suggest topics, submit a question for the cast or an individual host. You can also give us a ring. That means a call. And leave us any questions you might have on our voicemail. Our phone number is 334-GAY-TALK. And if you need all of the digits, it is 334-429-8255. Don't forget, we are streaming live for our Patreon supporters on the day of recording. Everyone else gets it the week after. That being said, ladies and gents, that is our show. Thank you, and y'all have a good night. Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Gay Talk 2.0. Tune in next time for more dish.